Hello, I'm Manuel Castro. I will talk now about the e-learning platforms inside the Engineering Good Practice Guide of the ELIPS project, E-Learning Innovative Engineering Solutions. I'm Manuel Castro, as I told you. I'm professor of the Universidad Nacional de Educación a Distancia, and I work as a researcher in the ELIPS project together with under the coordination of the University of Limoges in France. This project is funded by the Erasmus Plus activities of the European Union. We will talk about platforms. To have in mind an evolution and deployment of the engineering solutions, of the e-learning inside engineering solutions, is really important, of course, to have a platform. We have a lot of platforms. We have a lot of different names for different platforms, depending it. For example, virtual learning environment, learning management systems, that is the more typical and more used name of this kind of environments. Managed learning environment, integrated learning systems, learning support systems, virtual training platforms, virtual campuses, and distance training platforms, and a lot of more of them. But we will talk mainly about the learning management systems that are the more typical one there. And we will put inside them the remote labs. For example, we're used to talking about the remote labs learning management system there. What should be the property of this kind of platforms? We have a lot of platforms. Some are free of cost, are gratis, are gratuity for this kind of things there. Other ones are payment environments, are private or public. We have a lot of different things there. But in general, the properties what we have to find in a good education platform used to be flexibility, interactivity, standards. They will be standards. You can change things from one platform to other one using some standard methods. Scalable, functionality, usability, ubiquity, and integration. This is typical main activities and main properties to each one of the education platform we will talk about. And having this, what kind of tools can we use? A platform is a bunch of tools that should be integrated in an environment, and you can do it a lot of things inside of this platform. Main one should be, again, flexibility. Flexibility is one of the things you may try to develop and you may try to arrange all the tools and all the things that you have inside the platform, mainly oriented for your work there. What to talk about the content management tools, of course, to handle the contents, documents, and activities there. Communication and collaboration tools for the group and for the individual working day. Tracking and assessment tools, of course, to have analytics and activities of the students and assessment ways, examinations, continuous evaluation, and so on. Administration and license tools, of course, registering of the people, and so on, and other tools that you can involve inside your things. And what type of education platforms you can use as the objectives? Of course, the objectives, in general, they try to aspire to create and handle teaching and learning online sites. This is the main activities, to integrate teaching and learning in online sites. You can integrate too, of course, face-to-face and direct actions there through video and so on there in synchronous time. You can integrate in asynchronous time. You can integrate a class that you are doing in a face-to-face activity inside a video environment there, in online or in offline. Everything one of these should be the main objectives to try to integrate, and the main things is that all the actors of the educative environment of the engineering should be integrated there. All the teachers, tutors, administrative people, curators, animators, a lot of people should be integrated using this kind of teaching activity, and of course the students should be really integrated there, and sometimes too some peer students that should be for the same level or for different level of the students should be integrated there to try to have and to enrich the student activity process there. The platforms normally they used to use it in education, but not only in education, but they used to be inside some education activities. And those platforms use different companies to try to train and capacity the associates. This is not only for academia or for all kinds of teaching activities. They used to be using too inside the industry and in companies to try to have this education or collaboration activities there. What is the more used today in the worldwide? Major part of the learning management systems in software is the Moodle. This is an open platform that is the more used around the world. It's 14% of the sharing time. SumTotal, this is 8%. Blackboard, for example, that's a private and licensed one, is around 7%. Cornerstone, SAP, and so on. Then Google, for example, has his own environment to work there, and we have a lot of different. In the case of the all others, smaller ones, is 58% of the environment of the learning management software people there. And which sector they used to use it there? As I told you, 21% is in education, 12% in technology, 9% in manufacturing, 7% in healthcare, consulting, software development, non-profit, real estate, even management, government, and other is 29%. This is really useful in all kind of activities, mainly in teaching and education, of course, but in all kind of industry-oriented activities there. What should be the innovation education platform? What should be the most thing we are talking about for the future? Of course, the learners has to evolve from the content learning to competence learning. This is one of the things we are doing today. And today, all the major part of the platforms are trying to move from contents to competence-based learning. This is really important, and this is kind of competence-based learning is really useful for the industry-oriented education there. Education models has to be adapted, of course, for this competence-based learning. Traditional passive learning methodologies is going to active learning methodologies because we need to engage the students and we need to have the major participation of the students. This is not things I will do a 1 hour delivery of a lesson, a class there. The idea is to have 5 or 6 minutes of a short lesson or lecture, and later on the other 54 minutes should be handled in a discussion, activities, flipped classroom, and so on there. We need active learning methods there. We foster the students to apply knowledge. Of course, they have to get the knowledge from everywhere, from the platform, outside the platform, guided site, tutoring site, self-knowledge environment there. We have to integrate learning scenarios for formal and informal learning activities. Social networks, gamification, and life learning are really important for the future. Thank you very much, and we finish in this case with the e-learning platforms inside the e-engineering good practice guide. Thank you.